This program is brought to you by the following proud sponsors: the Alltech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, and by California CEO Online Video Business Magazine.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 1 Million Cups Riverside. It's another beautiful morning, as always, in Riverside County. And today we have something a little different. You know, usually we feature tech companies or we have somebody with a crazy idea. Well, today we've got somebody with a really great idea. It's a necessary thing in today's world. And I want to introduce you to Jeff Cranny with Lock Straps. Jeff, welcome.
Good morning.
And tell us about what you got going.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me this morning. Not too long ago, I was in the Home Depot parking lot, and I was loading my pickup truck with some wood. And while I was loading the wood in the back of my pickup truck, I looked over and I saw a white Ford F-150 pull up and park right next to another Ford F-150. It was white. And they said, "Hey, we need the pressure washer and the generator for our next job, so grab it and let's go." And so I watched them grab a pressure washer and a generator, and they put it in their truck, and they backed up, and they drove away. And I didn't think two things of it. I thought they were all part of the same team because the trucks pretty much matched. What I didn't know is I just watched a theft go down. I just watched a theft from a pickup truck where it looked like it was theirs, but they just took it. Had that stuff been locked, it would have probably not been stolen because there was lots of people around and people watching. But because we all thought it was their stuff, we never thought that someone would steal right in front of other people. And not too long after that, I was eating lunch at Coco's in Irvine, of all places. And I came outside and someone stole my motorcycle right out of the parking lot during lunch. And the lady that saw it happen said that it was the people said it was their motorcycle and that it had broken down and that they were going to take it to the shop to get it fixed. And they just lifted it up, put it in a van, and drove away. And you know, insurance companies these days never want to pay for what they should, and you always have to fight to get things covered. And I just thought to myself, how could we help deter theft? And my degree's in criminal justice, and I've learned that 90% of theft is done with just hands. They just grab it, pretend like it's theirs, and go. And no one really knows what happens or know what happened, that a theft just occurred in front of their eyes. And so I came up with the idea of lock straps. And what it is, it's a locking tie-down strap. And so what we did is we put a locking combination on one side, carabiner, and you lock this to the D-ring of your pickup truck or trailer. It's got a stainless steel cable inside the strap that's hard to see, but it's in there. It stops pocket knives and other tools. And they're 8.5 feet long, and so you can adjust it for however long you want it. If you don't want someone to loosen it, all you have to do is tie it as many times as you need to behind the clasp here so that it's nice and tight, and then you can put this last loop up inside here, and then they can't loosen it either. And the other unique thing about it is there's no way for this piece here on the end to slide through because there's these big galvanized steel rivets. So there's no way for someone to get through that. We've put a soft tie extension around here, so if you wrap it around something that's metal or steel, it won't scratch. So if you put it around handlebars of a bicycle or your ice chest or your pressure washer, generator, whatever it is, it won't scratch. And then you just do that, turn your knob, and you're done. It takes less than a second. I've been driving pickup trucks most of my life and found that I don't lock my stuff because it's just too much work. I'm only going to run in the store for a minute. I'm only going to run into the bank and make a deposit or whatever it is. And it seems like that's when it happens. You come back and something's missing. And maybe it's just a gas can. Maybe it's a weed eater. Maybe it's a blower. But those things add up, and it's expensive. So one of the big questions that we get is, how strong is it? If someone comes to steal your stuff, how strong is it? And one of the things I've learned about locks is if a thief has the right tools, they can get whatever they want, right? So I locked my keys in my car one time, and I was trying to get the coat hanger thing and try to get the door, And after spending about a half hour, I called AAA, and AAA showed up, and the guy took a Slim Jim, and in less than 5 seconds, my door was open, you know? And I was like, wow, it's amazing. If you know how to steal stuff, you could do it very quickly. I was using these cables. There's all different kinds of brands and different styles of these types of cables. And when my quad was stolen out of my garage, this was on my quad, and someone broke this, and I thought, man, they must have had to really work, you know, to get it. I left my garage door open, so it was my fault. But then I saw this demonstration. And Jay, if you could come on over here and just show us how strong these things are. Okay, less than a second, it's gone. And so, knowing that thieves normally use this tool, they call it the master lock key to everything because it pretty much breaks everything very quickly. I went out and tried to find a way to make it so it'd be difficult for a theft. So obviously you can see there's a stainless steel cable in there. Jay, do it any way you want to do it. Any way you want. Come on. Get that thing done. Come on. And this is where the thief starts thinking, uh-oh.
It feels like it's already cut through, but it's not.
Right. And it's still together. If you had, a pocket knife or something like that, maybe you can, expose the stainless steel cable that's inside there. And then that would cut it just fine. But because the stainless steel can bend and twist and move, it gives it a way to get away from the blade. Where these, the cable is bound so tight that as soon as you put it under pressure, it just pops.
Wow.
And so, so now I have this wrapping in my stuff in my garage. And, hopefully it'll protect my stuff.
Cool.
Where are you currently marketing your product right now?
We're actually going global right now. We're hiring sales reps to reach out globally. We're selling to Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Peru. But my main focus is here in the States, in the U.S.
Any questions from the audience? Jeff, that was a great demonstration.
Oh, thanks.
What happens if you forget the combination?
Okay. If you forget the combination, just like any lock, it can be picked. You can take it to a locksmith and they can pick it for you. We offer to reset it for you, but you send it back to us and then we'll reset your combination. I tell customers to use an area code. I grew up in the 949 area code. I moved to the 562 area code, and then I moved down here to 909, and then they switched it to 951. So I've got a bunch of 3-digit numbers in my head, and that's a pretty easy way to remember.
How is it sold?
It's sold in a clamshell package, much like this. We currently have 8 different SKUs now. This SKU here is a 24-foot length cable lock. Great for if you go camping, and you want to go for a hike and you got your barbecue and all your bicycles and all that stuff sitting there. Camping World is one of our clients, and you can wrap all your stuff up. It's a nice way to go. They're all sold in clamshell packaging that's designed to sit on a shelf or hang from a hang tag.
What are some applications you never thought of that you're finding customers using it for?
Well, wheelchairs. I've had many phone calls of customers who have had their wheelchair stolen off the back of their rack of their car, and baby strollers, another thing. In Disneyland, if you can picture the bathroom stall, there's 100 not wheelchairs, but baby strollers, and those get stolen. They're $100 a piece, or if not more.
They can be very expensive.
Yeah, and so we make a real short one. It's 2 foot long, and I use that I put it on my belt loop. I made it for my Harley. I can lock my helmet and my jacket to my bike. I was in Newport Beach, California, and Sunday night, and someone stole my little brain bucket helmets off of my Harley. They're only $40 a piece. Why would you steal that? They're probably gonna sell it at a flea market or something like that. But I was just, the thing I never thought about is now I can't ride home. I'm in Newport Beach Sunday night. Where can you buy a helmet? And when the police officer wrote the report, I'm thinking to myself, how do I get home? And I asked the police officer, can I get like a hall pass to, get home? Because it's going to get cold. I got to get home before it gets cold. And he's like, you don't want to ride without a helmet. They will just tow your bike and your night will just get worse. I'm thinking, well, where can I buy a helmet in Newport Beach on a Sunday night?
Yeah.
Never thought of that. Yeah, so there's a bunch of applications that are coming to fruition that I never anticipated of.
So you mentioned a few different versions of it. How many different versions of the lock straps do you have?
Okay, so we have the 8.5-foot locking tie-down strap. We've got a 24-foot just cable strap. It's just a strap with the cable and then the carabiner on the end. And then we have the 2-foot strap. It's about 2.5 feet long. And then we have just the carabiner by itself. And you might think, what would you just sell just the carabiner for? We've found all kinds of applications. If you can picture a tow hitch, right? You picture a tow hitch, and you had that hanging down at the back of your tow hitch. Now you can lock your safety chains to your trailer. And that makes it really nice just hanging down. I had a customer come up to me at a landscaping show and say, you're selling this for our weed eaters and blowers and all that. That's great. But man, these are great for the trailer chains because you have to get down on your hands and knees and go way up underneath your truck. And because this is so long, it hangs down far so you can just do it really quick. But again, this is a great helmet lock as well. You can open this up here, put it through the little D-rings of your helmet, and just lock it right to your mirror or right to your handlebars or somewhere on your bike that you feel comfortable. Bunch of different applications, yeah.
Is the product copyrighted or patented?
Yes, yeah, we are patented and trademarked, both. Yep.
Just in the U.S. or in other countries?
Just U.S. Yep, right now.
What's your marketing, distribution, and manufacturing strategy? I noticed you said that you were going with more salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your strategy, or are you also licensing?
We just did our first private license with Schwinn Bicycles. Familiar with Schwinn? I think most of you guys are. Mm-hmm. And they're going to launch a version of this in Target coming out in March. They decided to go with a cable just like this versus the strap and cable, only because they found in their marketing research that people felt more comfortable seeing something really thick and look strong versus a strap that may not look so strong. But they really like the carabiner concept. So they just took one of these, attached it to this, and it'll be launching in March in Targets nationwide. But I'm also working with Polaris, Indian, Victory, and Triumph motorcycles as well for private licensing, yeah.
So when I first saw this, Jeff, one of my first thoughts was, this is such a great product and there's a need for it. And you've got targeted niches that you can go after. So my first thought was Kickstarter or something like that. Why not go ahead and get people to buy the product before you have to manufacture it? And proof of concept, you know. Have you thought about that? Have you done that?
I have thought about that. In my research that I found, a photograph of this item or even a video of the item doesn't give the justice of the actual item, holding it in your hand, feeling it and touching it, seeing the demonstration. You know, when you see the demonstration, you feel much more comfortable purchasing. But with all the trick photography that there is these days and Photoshop and all these different things, I think America really needs to feel comfortable with what they're purchasing and see it, touch it, feel it.
I don't know about that because I've seen a lot of pretty funky things go for sale on Kickstarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was these guys did a paper mache Tom Hanks statue, and they raised thousands and thousands of dollars for what was basically a piece of crap. And they almost got away with it. And then there was another company that said they had 3D glasses that actually work in real life. We're already looking at 3D. They raised a ton of money, and
Wow.
they got shut down, luckily, by Kickstarter. But if that had passed through escrow and they had gotten their money, they'd be long gone.
Wow.
So now we have a real business with a real need. I think if you offered some kind of guarantee, I still think that that's a viable distribution strategy.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I agree. I think it's time for us to do that. I did apply for Shark Tank, and they just sent me a 28-page, they accepted it, and so I just filled out, I have a 28-page application to fill out for Shark Tank. But there's also a new TV show coming out. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called American Genuity, and it's basically Americans who have come up with some sort of idea that helps, you know, solve a problem. And I just went to Salt Lake City for that. What they're doing is saying, hey, America, check out this product. This is what it does. And if you purchase it right now, you can have it in less than 6 weeks. And the nice thing about that is Kevin Harrington is behind it.
Oh, great.
And so there's some
So you got that
names.
credibility.
The credibility,
Yeah.
right. I'm actually...
Very cool.
one
It's
of-
like a QVC for inventors.
That's right. It's exactly what it is. It's a QVC for inventors. You got it. And you hit it right on the head. So, yeah.
Well, what is your long-term marketing? Because even a show like that, it's your 15 seconds of fame. It's once the people saw the show, sales bump for a week or two, and then they're gone. What are your long-term marketing strategies? I mean, are you looking at trade magazines? Are you looking to be in automotive television shows with a 2-minute commercial? Are you looking for infomercials? What is your long-term strategy to promote and market the product here in the U.S.?
Bunch of different avenues, obviously. The more we can get the word out, the better. We probably get about 5 to 10 emails per month that saved someone's product, where they send us a photo of the item and someone tried to cut it with a pocket knife or something like that, and they say, wow, I had $4,000 worth of tools in the back of my truck, and if this wasn't there, it would have been gone because look, someone tried to steal it. And so coming out with videos where there's actual customer testimonies saying, man, I never lock my stuff up. Those cables are very difficult to use. This is easy. I actually use it. We've had a lot of product reviews where say, we know you're not locking your stuff. This will actually, you'll do it because it's easy, it's quick, it's simple, and it'll keep the hands away. The word of mouth is what is really good when it's going to push this product, I think. Every customer we've ever sold one of these to has said, wow, this thing's way more strong than I thought. Like, I wasn't really sure what I was going to get. If you look on some of the product reviews, it says, I didn't know what I was really going to get because the picture doesn't give it its justice. This is number 64 hardened steel, heat treated. It's pretty tough steel. And because of the size of it, it seems a lot bigger than it would in the picture. But word of mouth, magazines, product reviews, advertising, all that stuff is part of the program. We're having a hard time keeping the product in stock. That's our main issue, and having enough funds to keep it in stock. So we've really pulled back on the advertising and stuff like that, and just especially with the port strike and all that kinds of stuff that's going on right now, it's very difficult to keep stock for our current customers that we have.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah. What's that?
What's your profit margin on the product?
We're looking at about 40%. Yeah, from time of landing. And we're actually going to be opening another factory. We're actually in the process of opening another factory so that we can have 2 factories just to make sure that things run smoothly and we can place orders and get it in a timely fashion. If you've ever dealt with China, sometimes things just don't come the way they're supposed to or whatever, and we've had that happen a few times. And luckily we've had less than a 1% return rate, so it's been very, very good. In our productions are watched over very
nice.
Closely, by our brokers. But I just really feel like with the waiting time, by the time you place an order to the time you actually receive your product, it used to be about 45 days. Right now we're looking at about 90 days. So it's killing us. The wait time is killing us.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? Well, I got one final question, Jeff.
Sure.
This is 1 Million Cups. We're a community of entrepreneurs. We all work together on helping each other grow. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask you, what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for word of mouth. Again, with trick photography and things like that, we were all here. We all saw, the how fast theft can happen. Most people who have pickup trucks don't lock their stuff. It's just too much work and takes too long. If you use a chain, then it scratches your pickup truck and it's just a pain in the butt. It rusts, and then your hands get all dirty every time you do it, so then you don't do it. Mm-hmm. And I know because I've had a pickup truck forever, and I've had those cables laying in the back of my truck, and I just don't use them. Mm-hmm. You have to tie your stuff down. Why not tie it down and have it locked so it doesn't end up on the side of the freeway, so it doesn't end up in a theft's hands. It doesn't end up at a garage sale or a flea market for pennies on the dollar because it was stolen. Word of mouth, and I'm also looking for sales teams. I'm looking for independent sales reps who have good connections, and we're going to start growing our business a lot this year with sales reps. We're just opening the window to sales reps here in the U.S. So
Cool. Hear that, sales guys? We got an opportunity for you. Thanks, Jeff.
thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
This program was brought to you by the following proud sponsors: the Alltech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, and by California CEO Online Video Business Magazine.